Good morning, everybody. I am without Donna this morning. She had to take one of the boys to the dentist. I'm trying to open these up some more. They are such a pain. How are people able to do this? Oh, thank you. Was it Idjiwal? Sorry if I am going to mess up. Donna is much better at this. We do have the mods here. I'm trying to do this with an X-Acto knife and seeing if I can avoid all of the messiness, but so far the answer is 100% no. It is still an icky, goopy mess. Let's do deep red. So I will do my best to glance up at the comments today, but just assume today is not going to be as talkative or interactive of a day as it normally would. Donna might get home in time, but just in case, the mods are going to be helping out, so please listen to them as well. Ugh. I think I do tend to use more of the reds than I do anything else. So I took all of your advice who said, do both. Do both watercolor and gouache. So I am going to do some gouache today. Now, the cool thing is that these are Mia brand Himi gouache, and we did put a link to them in our art supplies. I just used them for the first time Saturday, I think, and they were very interesting, just very messy. That is like the part that I hate the most. Like I don't want to be covered in paint. And it feels like when I use these, at least getting them open, I am very covered in paint. Not very controlled. But I'm gonna give it another shot. I reckon, look, for 50 bucks, you get 56 colors. All in all, that's a really good deal. Now, I don't know what their long-term benefits are. I don't know how light fast they are. I'm going to do a light fast test at some point. But honestly, it's not a bad deal. It's the messiness that gets me. That's the part that it is like, I like a tube. I just squirt out a little bit. I use what I need. I feel like, the other thing I haven't dealt with is the how long these are going to stay wet. So I don't know how long they're going to stay wet and how well they reactivate. So we will see about that. So I am not recommending them from a lot of experience. I've only tried them once. As you can see, I'm still opening them up. Hi, everybody. So for those of you who just got here, Donna's not here. So we are going to be a little less interactive today because Donna's not going to be reading all of the comments. So please look for the mods who will be helping you. They'll be answering the questions that I don't see because obviously I'm going to be spending my time looking at the paintings. Okay, I think I got enough colors to play around with. We'll do this ultramarine. So we've had a lot of requests for Elliot Page. We've also had a lot of requests for number 5. I am doing number 1 and what number is Elliot? 8 or 7 or But yes, let me see what I could do. Again, this is all really new to me. And I'm covered in icky ickiness. Let me get another paper towel. And let me... So, Etcher Labs, oh, number 7. Okay, thank you. So, Etcher Labs sent me this little sketchbook. It's like small. It's small. It's, what's the size of it? 4 by 6 inches. And yeah, I'm doing pudding drawings. It didn't take me maybe 3 or 4 minutes to draw these. I projected them and just traced them real quick because I wanted to just get this done. So lots of times if I am in a rush, I will just project, do a quick tracing, because I'm going to be throwing paint on this and you're going to lose all of that drawing anyhow. So it's just a something to get us started. All right, I got water. Let me get some paint brushes. And Lord help me. Let's see what happens. It's a pretty good show. It's not always no show goes exactly as you want it to, of course, you know, but it's pretty cool. Oh, I forgot to set up, sorry, I'm gonna set up my camera to record this so I can make a video of it later. Yeah, Klaus is definitely my favorite. Let's move over to here, and then we are good. I just, you know, I'm never really a fan of people who are dealing with a lot of addictions and whatnot, but the actor just really gives them a lot of heart and makes you love them. So the thing about using a new medium is you don't have a technique. So you try at doing stuff the way you do your other techniques like watercolors and whatnot. So I'm still going to be learning how to use this. So you're going to see me fumbling and trying to figure stuff out, and I might not even be using the right brushes and whatnot. So I'm learning while you're watching. This is Hot Press. It's a Etcher Labs Hot Press Sketchbook. I've never used that before either. I'm using a number 2 or an HB pencil. All right, we're gonna get a lot of blow dryer. So blow dryer. Oh boy. I don't know what to do next. See, if this was watercolor, I'd know exactly what I was doing. So I'm just gonna lay in some colors and just try to figure this out as I go. Over the lines. This character is named Luther. So I think one of the things that's always seemed to work out for me is I'll just keep messing with it until I figure it out, and then I could fine tune it. And I think that's what I'm probably gonna do this morning, is just get some paint on here. It'll go through a really ugly phase, and then I'll hopefully figure out how to fix it and then go from there. This is gouache, this is hemi gouache, which I made a video on it. It's like little tiny packets, like little McDonald's packets. Which is really weird. But I definitely, like, if I had to choose between this and acrylics, I would totally pick this. I don't like acrylics because they're really thick, and I can't seem to water them down enough to work with them. I've tried so many times, and I just don't like acrylics. Yeah, I'm looking at a photo reference. This is the photo I'm looking at. Oops, sorry. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna try to get the eyes. Let's see. Yeah, I'll never use this one. Do I like pink pens? I don't know if I've ever used a pink pen. This is a gouache painting, and so if you look at my video from 2 days ago, I was doing the whole existential crisis, trying to decide, should I do I had done gouache paintings in the past, and I was getting pretty good at it, and then I moved over to watercolor, and I'm really comfortable with watercolor, but everybody seemed to like the gouache painting I did. Here, I'll show you guys. These are hemi gouache. This is what I'm using. So on Saturday, I tried out hemi gouache for the first time, and I did this painting of Klaus from the Umbrella Academy. And I wasn't really happy with it because I was really rusty and it was my first time using the medium. So I did this painting the other day, I think on Wednesday, of Klaus in my normal watercolor. Oh, thank you, HK, or thank you for the, hold on, let me see here. Oh, thank you, Brendan. Hi from Hong Kong. Huge fan of UA, and you keep up the good work. Who's your favorite character from the show? It's definitely Klaus, and thank you very much. Oh, my kids don't learn, unfortunately. So I this is my comfort zone, and this is what I used to do. So you want to see when I was gouache? That's in gouache. This is gouache. Uh, this is gouache. This is gouache. So I used to work in gouache a lot, and then I got over to watercolors. And now I'm going, should I go back to gouache? And people are like, why don't you try both? So I thought I would try both. Oh, hello, Cotton Page in Iraq. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, Fiona. I could try to give a tour of my studio in a little bit. Let me just see how far I can get with this. Blow dryer. I'll say this, it really doesn't want to dry very easily. I hope you do paint. I think that would be really fun. I'm going to try better glasses for this. Let's see if it helps. Sometimes I figure if I can get the eyes right, then maybe the rest of it will kind of come along and look okay. So let's see if we can get the eyes right. So I think my style is always going to kind of have a bit of a comic book kind of feel to it. I'm not really going for photorealism or anything like that. I always wanted to have a little bit of a style. And then, God, if I can get good enough, I'd love to add more impressionism to it. So I could really kind of get away from realism and move towards impressionism. Which is maybe something that's a little harder to do with watercolors. My favorite superhero was always Spider-Man. I just grew up with him, and I love the comics, and I love the cartoons and everything. God, it's so quiet. I wish we could play some music. Who doesn't love Spider-Man, though? Come on. He's the bee's knees. I think I should probably get this paintbrush. So the thing I'm not liking with Hemi gouache is I really don't have a palette to mix these in. So I think I'm gonna go get a palette. So this is you guys can see, this is just a palette. It's a disposable palette. You just tear them off as you finish them. So they just peel them off. And I'm gonna try taking some of these colors and putting them on here so I could blend my colors a little better. I'm gonna use a palette knife here. You guys could watch me if you guys would like. Let's see if I can do this on camera. So I want to take some of these colors, like this one. And I gotta clean it. And let's see, this color. Clean that. And I'm gonna want some of this. And that. Ooh, see, look at that. Look at that. What am I supposed to do with that? That's just not right. This stuff is so messy. So messy. Gosh, it's like you're painting with ketchup. Little dipping sauces. So weird. All right, let's just try this for now. Ugh. Sorry, maybe this isn't the right place to put this. Maybe I will move that there, put this here. Maybe that'll be a little easier for me to work with. Maybe a little more red. I don't know if I'm even using the right paintbrush. Use a smaller palette knife for jelly gouache or butt end of the brush. Yeah, maybe I'll have to do that. So I hope that you guys aren't dissuaded by me learning along with you all. Again, I'm not a teacher. I'm just someone who loves to do this, and I love making mistakes. I don't love making mistakes, but I don't mind making mistakes, I guess is a better way of saying it. And for me, that's part of art. Mistakes are a part of art. Learning is, all of this is learning. It's trying new things. And so I think I get a little frustrated because I'm trying to do it live, and that makes it a little bit more difficult. So please don't mistake my frustration with not having fun. I think also when you get to my age, you go, I know how to do this in this medium, so why don't I just go back and do that? And that's something that I'm trying to get myself out of. I'm trying to push myself a little more. Oh, I saw someone had a birthday. Happy birthday. Let me get a little bit of highlights in here. Oh, well, happy birthday to your aunt. Get a little bit of maybe this color. Thank you for saying it looks amazing, but again, I'm still learning this, but maybe at some point it might turn out to look almost amazing. If we're lucky. I don't know if I got the eyes right. Let me go back to the flat brush. It seems to kind of be nice. Oh, thank you, Kira. Trying to see if I can kind of just pull out the highlights in the shadows, try to get the form a little bit. They don't really have a good pink. I'm not really thrilled with their pink. Darn, I have it right here. Okay. I think that dilutes it a little too much, but yeah, we do learn new things every day. Let's see. You said, I just joined in. Do you remember me? Sure you don't laugh out loud. By the way, you're great. Oh, thank you. Because you don't need permission? Oh, thank you. Is it Jyoti? Jyoti? Thank you. I love all the fans in India. I was working on an Indian film just last year, and I didn't get a chance to finish it. I'm really upset because I was supposed to come out to India and meet everybody. It would have been really, really fun. Oh, thank you, Junior. Oh, thank you, Buzzing. Hello to everybody in Vietnam. I nailed the name. Wow. That's a first. I'm happy to hear that. You get a little bit of white on here. And see if it builds up a little bit. And maybe I was a little too ambitious in thinking that I would also get to Elliot Page's character, but I could save that for tomorrow or something. The cool thing is, I think with a little bit of time, I can get this to work. Just a little bit of time and practice. All right, and I'm gonna get the brown of the hair in here. Oh, thank you, Jilly. Or Jill? Maybe it's just Jill. Yeah, I do like Klaus the best. But I've already done 2 paintings of him, so I think I will try to do the other characters if I don't screw them up. But as you guys have seen with my videos and obviously stuff like this, is I'm not afraid of messing up, and I don't think any of you should be as well. It's a part of learning, and there's no shame in it, you know. So I'm making a fool of myself in front of 400 people to prove that point, I guess. Oh, thank you, Teresa. Or is it Therese? I have not tried Beyond Two Souls. So you guys can see me mixing the paints too, right? I just want to make sure you're getting all that. So you can see kind of what I'm trying to do. Hopefully some of my thinking. I'm not finding, but I do like vivid colors, and I want to try to get away from more realistic colors if I can. Oh, thank you, Fault. I'd love to travel to Indonesia one day and bring my journal with me. That would be so amazing. Maybe one day soon. Oh, thank you, thank you. I am, just so that way it's not quiet, I'm going to just walk you through what's going on in my head. Lord help you all. I'm trying to decide how should I start thinking about more impressionist style, or should right now I just try to get used to the materials? Should I start experimenting, or should I wait until I've got a few more of these under my belt? So these are the thoughts that are going on right now. Should I keep it loose? Should I get into more detail? And you'll notice that, and this is just maybe the way my brain works because I'm easily distracted or whatever, but I got about maybe 80% done on the eyes, and I moved on to this part. Then I got to do a little bit of the hair. So this is just my mind going, I'm not going to hyper focus on one little spot. I'm just, this part catches my eye, so I'm going to work on this. This part, ooh, I need a little bit of pink here. Ooh, I need to do this. Ooh, I need to do that. And that's just kind of how I'm building it up. No, I was diagnosed with autism, not ADHD. I thought season 3 was pretty good. I thought the 2 episodes before the finale were a snooze fest, and I wound up skipping through them. Like it was just a lot of exposition, a lot of talking, while they're just kind of waiting for things to happen, and so I wasn't really happy about that. But I love the characters. I am a little tired of, and I feel this way about like Spider-Man movies and whatnot. I'm a little tired with everybody having to save the world or the universe, or like Doctor Strange and Spider-Man did what. I kind of prefer stuff like Daredevil or Punisher, where they're just dealing with one particular thing or crisis or whatever, and let's see them get through that. So I'm a little tired of the stakes being so high, I guess. But other than that, I did enjoy it. I like that red. Okay. Add some more of this red here. I didn't open all of the colors, but I opened a bunch more. So I didn't touch any really of the greens because I'm not really into them just yet. We'll see. Okay, now I need to take this brown. I need to add to the yellow and the orange for the stubble in the hair. So, what's my favorite painting I ever made? It's the Animal Crackers movie poster, which coincidentally was done in gouache. I started drawing in, I don't know, when I was around 6 or 7, maybe. Which was a long, long time ago. All right, I'm gonna now, yes, you can reactivate gouache. I'm gonna now just add in some of the other colors. For this stuff, just to kind of get this down. So you guys will see some of this orange in the green. That's when I spilt the orange onto the green earlier. So I figured, I'll just scoop it up now. So part of me is wondering, should I add inks over this? What do you guys think? Or should I just keep it painterly? Oh, thank you, Sad Duck. Thanks to all the bots. We have bots on here? Oh, did someone think the mods were bots? Ugh, look at that. Picked up. Where did that brown even come from? Oh, really? I have no steadiness to my hand apparently today. All right, let's take this and this and get some shadows in here. Add some of this. I will draw Technoblade for the family if I can. Again, I just don't want to draw Technoblade and have it look like I'm capitalizing on the poor person's untimely demise. I don't want to. I don't want to do it just to. It'll look like I'm doing it for views. Is I guess what I'm saying. So I'd like to be respectful to the family and the fans, and if I could do it for a charity, if I could do it for something that would be meaningful, and I don't need to make a video on it, I would be happy to give a gift if I can. I hope that makes sense. Okay, thank you all. I do normally. It's very quiet here. It's very disturbing. But if I do play music, then YouTube shuts it off. So I figured it's better that I just sit in silence. This is just a weird color. Let me just add some of that to it. See what happens. Yeah, I know. They'll pick up on my humming. I've tried royalty-free music, and it still winds up like later on saying, hey, this royalty-free music was actually a cover of this song, which is really, people? I'm trying, Clarissa. I am trying. I think there's a lot of learning curve I've got to kind of recoup. And I'm using gouache I've never used before either. So let me see. I found a little bit of lavender. I'm going to use some of that because I love lavender. Cyberpunk would be fun. See if we can fix his eyes. I hope the silence isn't killing you all. I'm so sorry. Thanks. I'm trying to be more impressionist. I'm trying to use colors that aren't in there that just make me feel good. And it's not easy to do, to retrain your brain for things like that. But I'm trying. So now I'm just kind of just adding like little swatches of color that make me happy. And I'd like to get his lips a little bit more pink. It is much different without Donna. Every once in a while, you know, something comes up and she's got to take the boys to the dentist or whatever, and we got to try it without Donna, and that's fine. Thank you, Mr. Clock. A little more lavender right there. No, too much. It's so quiet. This makes me actually wish you guys had this was voice chat so I could listen to you all talk. Well, should I call it done or? think the eyes could be a little better if I could just figure out what I need. There's no sparkle to them. No, thank you all. Thank you. Let me get a little bit of light under here. And then I think we'll move on. Do we have time for Elliot Page? Maybe, maybe not. Thank you. Well, let's see. Let's see how I like it in an hour. Here's the thing. What do I do with all of this leftover paint? Should I try scooping it back up? Let's see. All right. Don't want to waste it, I guess. Get over here. Not bad. Okay, I was able to salvage most of this. Okay, so I'm gonna put the cap back on, the lid back on. And so this is this little sketchbook, which I think is going to get really dirty or covered in paint, but it might be really interesting to look at. And hopefully, by the time I get to the back of it, I am a better artist. Because right now, I'm not unhappy with it. Truly, I'm not unhappy with it. I just want to find out what I could do to the eyes to make them have a little more life. But tomorrow I will do Elliot Page, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. This is the Etcher Lab Sketchbook. I've never used it before. They sent it to me. It's hot press. It's 4 inches by 6 inches, so it's pretty small. You can see it's smaller than my hand. Smaller than I'm used to working with, but I think fine for what this is. They also sent me a 6 inches by 8.3 inches, so 6.8. So you can kind of see it is much bigger. And this is the size I normally work in. It's like 6 by 9 almost. But this one's cold press. So this is the one I would probably use with watercolor. And this is the one I'll use. Hot press is for gouache. But I'm gonna we'll take a little time and we'll work on our gouache a little each day. Hey, son. Oh, by the way, I finished the watercolor we started the other day from the city street in London. Again, not thrilled with it, but my mom really liked it, so I'm going to send it to her. I like hot press for gouache because gouache, I want to see the paint strokes and not the paper, and hot press is smooth. With watercolor, I want to see the texture of the paper, and so I use the cold press. So that's just a preference, it's not a rule. I like for watercolor to kind of move around with the paper, so I want it very, very textured. But when I do gouache, I just want to focus on the paint strokes. Is it Brompton Road? Thank you, Steph Nerd. Oh, my pleasure, my pleasure. And again, it's not a rule, it's just my personal preference. I love digital art. I'd love to learn it at some point. I have done, I haven't done Corpse Bride. I think I have somewhere in here. And again, gouache. Let's see here. There he is. Jack Skellington. So this was, I'll take it out of the bag real quick so you can see. This was, gosh, 2014. This was 8 years ago. But, yeah, I think my more recent, these were 2019. This was probably the last time I really did some serious gouache. But you can kind of see, you know, the paint strokes and whatnot. And so this was, it's got some gold leaf paint in it, so you could see some of the stuff in the back. But this is kind of the stuff that I was doing before I really kind of made an effort with the watercolors. So we'll see. We'll see if I really make a run for it and try to do more of it. The digital art that I did was 3D. It wasn't digital painting. Oh, thank you, B-Lover. I do like folds. Yeah, I was really getting into folds and kind of more of a pre-Raphaelite kind of vibe. So I was kind of mixing a little pre-Raphaelite and a little bit of Art Nouveau. And I really liked it. And then COVID hit, and then I just stopped painting. And I don't know Bradwin Jones. It's a gold leaf, believe it or not, acrylic. It's gold acrylic. I do not own a typewriter. I should though, huh? I learned how to type on a typewriter. I've never drawn Taylor Swift. Advice to artists still in school, I would say, at least for me, if I can go back and tell myself, I would say stop drawing your original character and start drawing everything you see. I spent so much time drawing and redrawing my original character every day, you know, just trying to perfect it, and it didn't do anything for me. It didn't, in the long run, it didn't do anything for me. Whereas if I'd have done like a travel journal or just a journal where I would draw everything around me, I think I would have been a much better artist. Also, I think I would have told myself to try using a paintbrush because I was really afraid of using a paintbrush. Oh, I'm definitely feeling much more comfortable in watercolor. Definitely. And this is, yeah, this is the Hemi gouache. This is only my second time using Hemi gouache. The first time was Saturday. And I haven't really used gouache in a few years. So I am very rusty. Favorite sport is hockey. I have Holbein for acrylic gouache, which I love. That's my Holbein acrylic gouache. Oh, we'll have fun at the lake house, Queen. When I was doing the larger stuff, it would take me a couple weeks. Donna is at the dentist with our son, and she'll be back in a little bit. But she'll be with me tomorrow night. Oh, thank you, Jelly Person. I usually use Winsor & Newton watercolors, these, from the tube. No, I haven't touched 5. I'll do 5 tomorrow. I'm probably gonna noodle with 1 for a little bit after I turn this off, just to kind of just see. I might even break out a couple colored pencils. I don't know. Yeah, I was terrified of the paintbrush too, and so I just did color pencils and markers. What inspired me to make art? My mom. She was an artist. Oh, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Okay, well then can you draw with your left hand too? Not well, no. Yeah, I like Edward Hopper. I did a study of him in my 60 Days of Studying the Masters. I do commissions, yeah, and I do animals. My first art medium was just pencils. I don't know what the best watercolor set. The one I've been using is definitely Winsor & Newton. So I'm sorry it was a little quiet today, but I do appreciate you all hanging out and all the questions. And thank you again to the mods for answering everything and being so wonderful as always. And if everybody could just thank the mods, and then we will see you on... I am hopefully going to try digital art. Yes, there's a video on eyes in the Art Hacks folder. I will see you all on Saturday. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Oh, hey, Richard. We'll see you all.